Chapter 19 of Puss in Boots, Jr. in Fairyland. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Puss in Boots, Jr. in Fairyland by David Cory. Chapter 19. Fairyland. One bright morning, as Puss Jr. was traveling through a deep forest, he came to a wide river, and as he stood on the bank, wondering how he was to cross, a blue-breasted pigeon flew up and said, "Master Puss Jr., across this river is Fairyland. Would you visit this land of dreamy fancies?" "I would indeed," he replied. "I have traveled long in Mother Goose Country. Let me see Fairyland before I return to my father's castle." "You shall have your wish," replied the blue-breasted pigeon, and she whistled a tune, and pretty soon a little boat drew up to the bank in which were 4 snow-white ducks with gold oars. "Jump in and they will row you over to the other side," said the blue-breasted pigeon, and then she flew away. So Puss did as he was told, and after the little boat was well out in the middle of the stream, one of the snow-white ducks said to him, "Have you never been in Fairyland, Sir Cat?" "Just over the border once upon a time, not so very long ago," replied Puss. "I remember I crossed a gingerbread bridge and went into a forest where a wicked witch lived in a gingerbread house." "Ah," said the snow-white duck, "'twas the witch who made prisoners of Hansel and Gretel." "The very same," answered Puss. "But tell me, is Fairyland really a place of dreams?" "Not at all," said the snow-white duck, and he feathered his oar like an old sailor, and if you don't know what feathering an oar is, just ask any old sailor on the dock and he'll tell you. "Fairyland is as real as any land, only many people don't know the way there." And then he bent to his oar, and so did the 3 other ducks, and pretty soon they landed the little boat on the beach. "Here is a gold feather," said the same snow-white duck, and he searched among his tail feathers until he found a gold one, and you may well believe it was well hidden, for Puss hadn't noticed it before. "Take this gold feather and place it in your cap, and it will keep you from harm." "What shall I give you in return?" said Puss. "Have you a story-book?" asked the snow-white duck. "My comrades and I often have long waits before a traveler appears." And would you believe it, Puss had a book all about himself in his knapsack. "Here is a little book," said he, and he handed to the snow-white duck The Adventures of Puss in Boots, Jr. And then that duck sat right down in the boat and read it all through to his comrades, and when he reached the end, Puss was far away upon his first trip into Fairyland. Well, by and by he came to a stately castle built upon a high rock. So Puss mounted the stone steps that were hewn in the grey granite, and after a while, not so very far, he reached the postern gate. And in the next story you shall hear who was the owner of the castle and what happened to Puss. End of chapter 19.